Hey everybody, the Irish Demon here, back with another video. This is just a pretty short clip of something that happened today in Judge Simpson's court. A guy looking for something to do with Bond. No, not James Bond. The other kind of Bond. And he royally screwed it up. I mean, it's kind of a basic thing. If you're asking somebody for something, you may as well be pretty kind about it. Because if you're a complete, one of those things, then chances are they're going to be resistant to that idea. You won't believe what this guy said to the judge. But the judge's reaction was amazing.
Court calls case of the people versus Michael Haywood.
Lou Danner for the people.
Good morning, Erica Julian appearing on behalf of Mr. Haywood, who is present.
All right, Mr. Haywood, can you state your name, please?
Michael Haywood.
All right. What are we doing?
Good morning, Your Honor. I filed a motion to withdraw due to a direct conflict of interest regarding a witness or potential witness in this case that I identified after meeting with Mr. Haywood. As a result, I am unable to continue to represent Mr. Haywood. I would ask the court to permit me to withdraw.
Okay, I noticed in the motion that I don't have the witness identified or the person identified.
Yes, Your Honor. Either we can approach or I can try and describe this on the record very carefully.
Well, however you wish to do it. I mean, I need it says there's a conflict, I need to know, much like with the other motions, who the conflict is with.
Your Honor, if I identify the conflict who is not listed in the police report, he could be charged with crimes, and I've previously represented him. So I'm unable to provide additional information, which would result in discovery to the prosecutor.
The motion's denied. I mean, I can't do it this way, Miss Julian. I mean, I have to have some indication as to what the conflict is.
Nigga, she just told your stupid ass.
No, Mr. Haywood.
No, you didn't. Bond revoked. We're done.
Judge
Bond
Simpson,
revoked. Bond
I'm unable to
revoked. He will sit. This
Yes, Your
matter
Honor.
is adjourned to September 1st. Bond revoked.
Your Honor, may I respectfully request to approach regarding my continued
I'm done.
representation?
I'm done. You go talk to your client. He'll never address that court this way. His bond is revoked. You're still his attorney. Motion denied.
Mr. Danner, I'll be in touch. Thank you.
Alrighty. That's September 1st, Your Honor.
Yeah, can't wait. Thank you.
Anyway, folks, I hope you enjoyed that video. I actually saw this live and I was like, I said the exact same thing as the judge. I was like, oh no, he didn't. But yes, he did. And now he's going to sit in the slammer for a while and think about it. Good job, buddy. Anyway, folks, we'll catch you in the next one. Hey guys, I'm actually just at the airport right now. Unfortunately, I have to head overseas for a few days. We've had a bit of an emergency. Chloe's mum was on her vacation, her holidays, whatever you want to call it. She had a pretty bad accident. She slipped and broke her shoulder and is in a pretty bad way, so we've got to go over there to support her. So I'm sorry that there's not as much regular viewing. But anyway, while I was sitting here in the airport, I just clicked on to Judge Simpson's court and I saw this guy screwing around in the background. Check it out. He was at it for hours, but I just caught the last few minutes of it. Anyway, yeah, I'm going to be away for a few days. I will try to check in and maybe do the odd stream while I'm over there. But make sure and hit that like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. And thank you all so much for your support. Sláinte.
Revoke your phone privileges. And certainly, Mr. Bernstein, after you hear the calls, if the court needs to reconsider that, I will entertain that and potentially restore his phone privileges. Okay.
So that means is when you revoke my phone privilege, is it to that number or is it to all my family?
I'm sorry?
Because I call my grandmother, my other kids, mothers, and all that. So is it revoking that number?
I get you. I'm just saying that what I'm hearing right now is that you violated a condition of your bond. You're telling me you haven't. I've got this phone number. Your counsel hasn't heard it. So what I'm saying is I am, as an initial position, going to revoke your phone privileges. He'll get the phone messages. He'll be able to get to you. They can get to me. I'm not saying I might not restore them, but at this point, this is what I'm going to do.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
I'll get on it fast.
Yeah.
Who is present via Zoom. Mr. Beach, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
You don't have it?
Your Honor, I believe that is him in the white t-shirt with the headphones on.
Okay. Mr. Beach? If that's you, wave your hand. I don't know who he's talking to.
Mr. Beach, can you please unmute and state your name for the record?
Bobby Beach, BOBBY.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you, Your Honor. We are respectfully requesting an adjournment so I can have a meaningful conversation with my client.
Probable cause conference, August 1st, 2024, 9 a.m. Bond continue.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, Mr. Beach. You can log off now.
Guys.
Sir.
Don't rip that up.
From a lady who will make you so thankful that smell-o-vision isn't a real thing, to a man who performs some jailhouse dentistry. Just recently came across this court, and I've got to tell you, it's one of the most chaotic and dramatic courts I've ever come across. The amount of crazy in this place is absolutely out of this world. Check out these clips. Let me know down below which ones you think are the best, and give me all the feedback you can. I hope you all have an absolutely lovely Christmas. If I don't see you in the meantime, have a fantastic holiday. Sláinte.
Guys.
Hello, ma'am. What's your name?
Diana. Diana.
What's your last name?
Sonora.
Okay. Thank you. So you've got some cases in Tucson City Court. You were charged October 9th with shoplifting. You were charged today with shoplifting, disorderly conduct, and trespassing. Drug paraphernalia is from October 24th. Trespassing, September 30th. And a failure to appear. Don't go back to the incident locations, no contact with the alleged victims, $250 bond, city public defenders appointed. Video review is November 8th at 1:45. You also have separately a probation hold, so you would not be going anywhere anyway, because you'd still be held on that. November 8th, 1:45, video review.
Can I go to her room?
Few different matters. You've got a warrant out of justice court for threats and intimidation from last year. We'll deal with that one next. You're charged, sir, with some new felony charges, but I want to talk to the attorneys about the probable cause on these charges. And we actually contacted the officer that wrote the reports to see if there was more information, and we're not able to get more information. So I don't think that there's probable cause on anything except for the arson of property because of the damage of the trees. Sir, hold on. Hold on, sir.
Don't rip that up.
So, Mr. Goodman, did you look at that?
Yeah.
Doug, I see what you're saying, but my recommendation wouldn't change based on the fact that he actually has 2 homicide priors that he served. I think he got a 30 more. He's got ag assault prior, armed robbery prior. He's a dangerous individual, and he's been structure. Just him being in the community, lighting, igniting fires is a clear danger. So the high bond is appropriate, even based on the arson of property.
All right, so I am finding that there is no probable cause for the 2 counts of arson of an occupied structure because there was no structure that was damaged. And that there is no probable cause as to the drug paraphernalia. But I do think that there is probable cause as to the arson of property, given the damaged trees. All right. Defense, did you want to be heard?
I don't believe, well, obviously, as we just discussed, most of the charges were not considered in that $50,000 bond. Mr. Osborne, his last prior is from 2013. His sentence ended in 2017. His felony prior, he's 67 years old. I don't believe he has housing or employment at this point, Your Honor. So given those factors, we'd be asking for a $3,000 bond.
I ain't paying this, and ain't got the money.
All right, I'm ordering a $10,000 cash or secured bond released to pretrial if that bond is posted. The legal defender's office is appointed. Do not return to that incident location. No contact with any victims. No firearms or weapons. No alcohol or alcohol. And preliminary hearing date is scheduled for October 25th.
Yes.
Then on this Justice Court case, I'll order a $500 cash bond and appoint Anna Dennis. And hearing is scheduled for tomorrow at 1 o'clock. All right, sir, that's all. You're excused.
Rodriguez, I'm going to tell you what the charges are, and I don't want you to get all worked up and start talking. I'm just going to tell you what the charges are. All they are is charges, all right? You're presumed innocent of all charges. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Looks like you've been charged with a couple of misdemeanors. One, misdemeanor assault, a class 3 misdemeanor. That's the lowest misdemeanor. And then also just be quiet. And also disorderly conduct, and that's a misdemeanor, okay? Now, I looked at the information I had that was provided to me, and I'm going to release you on your promise to appear at the next hearing. All right. So this, I imagine, is probably good news for you. So just chill out, be cool, and let's get through this. Okay. Your next hearing is going to be an arraignment in Pima County Justice Court on October 22, 2024 at 10:30 a.m. in front of Judge Ball. We're going to give you all this in writing. Okay. Sit up straight, please, and act like an adult. Thank you. Sit up straight and act like an adult. We're going to have to do this again tomorrow, or are you going to behave? Okay.
Your Honor, I anticipate a Rule 11 motion being filed.
I don't know what's going on. I'm being abused.
I'll give her the paperwork and let her know, Judge.
Very well. Okay. So you got to make sure you appear at that hearing as a condition of your release. You're to commit no acts of domestic violence, no alcohol, illegal drugs, don't possess any firearms or weapons, surrender any that you have, don't have any contact with the victim in the case, and don't go to the incident location. Don't go to that address on West Bernice. All right. Okay. The gentleman next to you, and he is indeed a gentleman, he's going to tell you, he's going to give you that information. I can't hear you. It's muted, so I can't hear what you're saying. All right. You're going to get the information. You'll be released.
You're being released.
You're being released. Okay. You take care of yourself. All right. Bye-bye.
I'm not doing it.
Okay. Let's see what I got here.
She responds to anyone.
She spoke to me on the way here. Ms. Broderick.
Judge, maybe before we give me a moment off record to see if I can get Ms. Broderick to engage with me. I know that I don't represent her for purposes of this, but maybe I can help explain and allay any concerns she's having about the
Sir, you can tell her that if she participates, the court's inclination is to release her on a promise to appear. I would rather.
We'll make sure that I'll attempt to express that to her.
That would be
Just
great.
Give me one moment.
Thank you, sir. Okay, sir, you want to unmute?
Judge, I'm unable to get any sort of response from Ms. Broderick, although the jail staff does report that she did engage with them on the walk over to the court.
Okay. What I'm going to do is as follows. Ms. Broderick, I think he can hear me. I can't even hear very well. And when I stick my fingers in my ears and somebody's talking directly at me, I can hear them. So I think you can hear me. So I'm going to go forward. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. In this case, all I'm going to do is set release conditions and tell you when your next court hearing is. I'm going to give it to you in writing. So no excuses. You can't say, well, I was plugged my ears and I couldn't hear what this guy Marner said. I don't want you to sit over in jail on this. And I think once you calm down and have a chance to take a breath, you'll agree that your current course of action, it's really not productive and it's not good for anybody, most importantly for you. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to order you released on your promise to appear at the next hearing, which is your arraignment in Green Valley Justice Court on October 24, 2024 at 8:30 a.m. You have to appear or a warrant will issue. No alcohol, illegal drugs, no acts of domestic violence, no firearms or weapons, surrender any that you have, no contact with the alleged victim, William Broderick, and do not return to the incident location. Like I said, you're going to get all this in writing. So, and I think you can hear me. And given the fact that you're engaging with the officers on the way down to the table where you're sitting right now, I feel comfortable going forward. I don't want you to sit in the Pima County Jail on this. And just you're engaging in somewhat self-destructive behavior, and I'm not going to help you do that. Okay, so you'll be released in a little while. You get this in writing. Make your court hearing. Thank you.
Come on, brother.
Bye.
Come on. Let's go.
You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You do have the right to an attorney in this matter. I am going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you, and you have counsel seated with you for purposes of the hearing today. I have had an opportunity to review information provided by pretrial services. It does look like you're on probation and parole. Jail, you're not showing any holds at this time?
He does have a hold for the Department of Corrections, Your Honor.
All right. So what that means, Mr. Tom Cheston, is regardless of what we do here today, DOC has placed a hold on you. So you're going to be held until that matter can be resolved. I have had a chance to review the recommendation by the state as well. They're asking for a $1,000 bond. I am inclined, obviously, to hold Mr. Tom Chesson on a bond on this case in light of the DOC hold. Does the state want to be heard further?
Your Honor, the fact is, because pretrial hadn't updated their website in time for publishing recommendations, I was unaware of the DOC hold. However, given the defendant's criminal record, ag assault drugs, weapons, drugs, history of failure to appear, the state would modify its request to $7,500. And the state would also state for the record that having ridden in the survey aircraft with PCSO, it is absolutely blinding to be up there. And a pilot who can't see is an absolute risk of a mishap of the most severe variety. That is why this sort of thing is prohibited by law, and it is an incredibly dangerous act, not to be underestimated.
Defense?
Your Honor, we recognize the dangerousness of the alleged conduct. We would understand that he has a DOC hold. We would ask for a bond not exceeding $500 to ensure that he's earning time credit for this, and recognizing that he has a current hold, so he's going to be held in custody regardless.
I am going to impose the $2,500 cash or secured bond at this time. If you post that bond, Mr. Tom Chesson, then you'll be released to pretrial services. And again, that's on this matter only. You're still going to have that DOC hold. If you do get released to pretrial, you have to participate in any monitoring or treatment they direct. You can't have any alcohol or illegal drugs. You can't have any firearms or weapons. If you get released, it's important that you contact not only your parole officer, but also your probation officer within a day of your release. Do you understand all those conditions release?
Yes, ma'am.
Your next hearing is December 16th at 1:30. That's a preliminary hearing. That court date may or may not occur, but you'll be responsible for appearing at all future court dates. And if you fail to appear, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Do you understand the consequences if you fail to appear?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. If you remain in custody, the jail will make sure to transport you to future hearings. But if you get released, you need to stay in contact with your attorney. All right?
Yes, ma'am.
Well done today.
There's a thing over here. All right. Judge, right in front. All right.
Good morning. Can you tell me your name?
Eric Jezis.
And Mr. Hedges, let me find something here. Looks like we don't have an address for you. All we have is general delivery. Anything better than that or no?
No.
Okay. This is the time set for a hearing on your initial appearance. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. I think this was the felony warrant. Oh, it's the out of county. Stand by, please. Oh, was this the Graham County one? Oh, okay. All right. Matt, Mr. Taylor, is the state making any recommendation on this?
Your Honor, typically we are not making recommendations on out of county. Our request would be that the warrant be honored.
Okay. So the warrant is $5,000. Okay. Ellen?
I don't have information other than what's in the pretrial services report.
Okay, let me see what I got, and I can read it to you if it would help. Okay, looks like it's a F6 out of Graham County. Some from 2012 out of Kansas. And then just this one. What I'd be inclined to do is release Mr. Hedges on his promise to go to Graham County and deal with the warrant. You need to make a record? No. Okay. So will you put a date in here? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to release you on your promise that you call Graham County and you figure out what the deal is with the warrant and you make an appointment and go in there and deal with the warrant. Is that something you can do?
I've been trying to do that since October.
Well, you haven't been very successful now, have you? So now
well, it's not my fault that they don't answer their phone calls. You don't call me back either.
Okay, well, never mind that. I'm gonna have you hold $1,000 cash or secured, and maybe they'll come get you if you post bond, pretrial services. Nah, never mind. Cash or secured. So I gotta have a review hearing. Your next hearing will be on September 24, 2024 at 9 a.m. It'll be a review hearing for in custody status, and hopefully you'll get it taken care of at that time. Thank you, Mr. Hedges.
Yeah.
All right, bye.
Stand up. Swear. Well, I'm going to bike, you're fucking dragging me. So, you're fucking dragging me.
Thanks.
Huh? Her name's Cheyenne. I'll introduce yourself.
Good evening, I'm Judge Chayette, and you, sir, are
Joshua Stephen Poe, ma'am.
Mr.
Your
Poe.
Honor.
General complaint.
Yeah.
You with aggravated and with possession of paraphernalia.
Huh.
The point public defender's office to represent you on these charges, and did either counsel wish to be heard further on conditions?
What?
Yes, Your Honor. He has no prior felony convictions. He reports that he has housing, is connected with Marana Health for behavioral health, is on disability and involved with his community. I'd ask you set the bond at $2,500.
Also, I didn't do it. You know, that guy hit me. What?
You really don't want to talk about facts of the case, except with your attorney.
Dude.
Preliminary hearing date is going to be December the 10th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
December 10th.
Bond will be $3,000 if you post the bond.
Jesus Christ.
All services. No alcohol or illegal drugs, no firearms or weapons, no contact with the alleged victims. You're not to go within 3 blocks of the incident location,
That's gonna be hard because I live there.
and you need to comply with your treatment with Marana Health. Do you understand that?
Most of that, but I live within 3 blocks of there, don't I?
I don't know.
I can switch apartments or whatever you need, Your Honor.
Where is it that you live?
Yo, the Oasis on Dodge and Flower, right? And at Vonnie, and at Royal Gardens, and at 4030 North, Community of Soto, and in Indiana, and in Flagstaff, and they have a trailer on Wetmore, Northway, Your Honor.
Well, 3605 isn't close to where your trailer is.
Oh, I'm not allowed there because I have a restraining order from my wife, Your Honor. And I'm not allowed at home because I got trespassed at home, Your Honor.
All right, so what's the other Tucson address? Because you're not leaving the state either.
I don't know the other addresses, Your Honor. I could stay in the alley or something behind the bed. Huh?
Well, you said you had a
I
resident.
know, but I don't know all my addresses or phone numbers. You know how rich I am? You don't know the name Poe? P-O-E?
Please don't talk over me.
Sorry, Your Honor.
Where is it that you think that you live that's near this AutoZone?
Oasis Apartments on Dodge and Flower, Your Honor. That's within 3 blocks. All those are within. Do you mean blocks or mega blocks? Lights or blocks? On Alvernon? Flower and Alvernon or Flower and Dodge? And on what? Rockman? No, Alvernon and Royal Gardens might be far enough away. Or Circle K.
Hold on.
There's a lot. What?
Just hold on just a moment.
I mean, you could go stay at the church if you want or something like that. Monte Vista in Alvernon. Plus, I had a filter like that for. Okay.
Okay, instead of saying not to be within 3 blocks, I'm going to tell you not to be on Grant between Dodge and Palo Verde. You're not to be on Ritchie between Edison and Water. Do you understand that?
I'll bet Edison. So yeah, I can try that. Edison is and stay back.
Edison is about a block and a half south of Grant.
Damn, that cuts off like 3 of my apartments. The main 3. Okay, whatever you're saying, Your Honor.
550. Okay.
2550 what?
North Dodge. You said that's where you live.
I have a lot of apartments, Your Honor. I live everywhere. I have neighbors. I work for the church. You know, I could stay at the church. That's better.
Where's the church?
Which one? Swan and River? That's St. Francis and Wales UMC. I could ask for sanctuary there. Or my house, but I'm trespassed. I really need to talk to the marshal's office or something. This is getting very ridiculous.
Well, but you need to stay away from those places you're told not to be. Do you understand that?
I've been told not to be a lot of places, and none of them for a reason. I get kicked out of the bar for drinking water one time.
Well, if a property owner has told you they don't want you on their property, you go there, it's a criminal charge. Okay?
Sure. You say so.
Thank you, Mr. Poe.
Thank you, ma'am. I can't go home.
All right, you've got both felony matters and misdemeanors in Tucson City Court. Felony case, you're charged with possession of narcotic drug, possession of dangerous drug, and possession of I think this is supposed to be drug paraphernalia that you're charged with, yes. No alcohol or illegal drugs, don't return the incident locations. The recommendation is that I release you to pretrial services on this matter and also schedule you into smart court. Your smart court hearing is set for September 9th at 9 o'clock. And then preliminary hearing would be September 23rd at 1:30. And public defender is appointed. As to your misdemeanor cases, you have a pending case of disorderly conduct and endangerment that you failed to appear on possession of drug paraphernalia from August 13th. You failed to appear on that case as well. Loitering for purposes of prostitution, you failed to appear on that case. That's from August 14th of this year. And trespassing, that's from today. Overall, it looks like you have 14 warrants at city court. And because of that, I am not going to release you on your own recognizance. I will note that, let's see, you're not to go back to any of the incident locations. No contact with any alleged victims. No alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'll note on your felony matter that you have the Tucson City Court hold. We're going to set bond in the amount of $500 for city court, appoint or reappoint the city public defender to represent you. And video review is scheduled for September 12th at 1:45.
September 12th?
You're excused.
Bullshit, dude. Straight bullshit.
I got released from the felony. Your Honor, was he released to pretrial services on the felonies?
Yes.
Felony, yeah. The two state stuff, no.
Hi, sir. Can I get your full name? Ma'am?
Can you tell the judge your name, please?
I need to know your name, ma'am, so we can do this.
She hasn't provided it. She's been.
Can you speak?
Has the jail been able to take her fingerprints?
No, man, we have. She's been refusing it.
Ma'am, if we can't get your name and we can't find out who you are, I have to just keep continuing these hearings and you're going to stay in jail. If I can get your information from you, then I can find out whether or not I can release you. So can you just give me your name? Right. We'll continue to tonight. Thank you.
Right this way, please. Thank you.
Good evening, I'm Judge Shade, and you are? Can you tell me your name?
I don't have a name. I don't even know my name.
Give me MHD. Both. Video review should be the 14th.
You know your date of birth? Ma'am. Hey. Hey, do you know your date of birth? Yes, no?
Your next court date is going to be on Thursday at 1:45. If you post a $100 bond, you need to be in court that day. If you don't post the bond, you'll be seen on video. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You're not to return to the area where you were arrested. Do you understand that? All right, thank you.
All right, let's go.
Now, I've heard a lot of excuses over the years. Dog ate my court papers. My mom never woke me up. But this excuse is definitely a new one on me. I mean, I genuinely don't envy this guy because he split his... Yeah, just watch and see. Okay, I'm definitely going to need some epic nicknames for this guy down below.
Good morning, Miss Hicks.
Morning, Judge.
Mr. Bustle, can you please state your name and current address for the record?
Joshua Bustle. I just currently moved. I'm not familiar with the address at this time, but I know it's room 109. I'm right off of Welcome Way, right across the street from Travel Lodge at Days Inn.
Okay, so you're living in a motel?
Yes, I have no other choice. I got evicted from where I was before to now I'm in this motel, and if I'm trying to keep it to where I can have a stable place to live.
Okay. Do you have any pending criminal charges?
Not at this time, because this one was just when I got pulled over last night, the officer told me that this was the only warrant that showed up. And it kind of shocked me, to be honest with you. It shocked me. I thought I had all my court proceedings taken care of.
I'm not sure why it would shock you, Mr. Bustle. If you have an obligation to pay child support and you're not paying child support and you've not been in contact with front of the court, there's probably a really good chance there's a bench warrant out for your arrest. So I'm not sure why you would be surprised.
Well, I'm sorry. I thought I was getting everything caught up with all my court hearings. Okay. I thought I was literally caught up. That could have been my learning disability. I could have not forgot, but it could have just, I thought I did. I probably just didn't make a payment. I think that's what it is.
Well, and even if you're disabled and you're unemployed, you contact the front of the court, they'll work with you, Mr. Bustle. But when you ignore an obligation sitting in your hands, bench warrant's issued. And Ms. Hicks, can you provide the court some basic information in terms of the arrearages, last payment made, and so forth?
Certainly, Your Honor. This case has a monthly support obligation of $58 per month. The last payment received was June 2nd of 2022 for $50. The current balance is $1,886.90. Your Honor, Mr. Bustle was just incarcerated in December of 2022. On December 12th, you found him in contempt of court. It was a first finding. He was sentenced to 7 days immediate jail, so he has a 38-day balance.
I was
at that time, Your Honor.
Hold on, just a minute, Mr. Bustle.
Oh,
at that time, he was ordered upon his release to report to the front of the court, pick up the jobs list, and apply for employment prior to the next hearing. And then it's the next hearing that he failed to appear at, which was on February 7th. In between the hearing he missed and when we actually requested a bench warrant, he did find himself back in the jail. However, he was released from the jail again prior to the bench warrant issuing for him. He did not come to the front of the court. He has not made a payment. He has not had contact with his caseworker, Mark Grumman, regarding missing the hearing. So the bench warrant actually just issued for him, Your Honor, last week.
Okay, now I understand.
Okay, Mr. Bustle, it wasn't that long ago that you were before this court in December.
I was in the
3 months
process
ago.
of moving. Yes, I was just in the process of moving, and I must have forgot because I packed up everything, my calendars and my appointment book and everything. I must have forgot that I had another appointment. That is totally my fault. Is there any way that we can resolve this to where I can get home today, to where I can have this resolved immediately, to where I can have some type of contact information to reach out to somebody that would help me with my disabilities?
Well, Mr. Bustle, you've ignored the front of the court since December. You were given a notice in February. Let's assume you lost the paperwork. Okay, that's understandable. Why couldn't you come into the front of the court and say, you know what, I just want to touch base with everyone. Even if there was a bench warrant issue and you appeared, we would have canceled the bench warrant. But you've totally ignored this obligation, and you've not made any payments since June of 2022.
I had no income. I have no income.
How do you support first of all, are you disabled, Mr. Bustle?
I'm mentally disabled, but I don't receive disability.
Have you applied for Social Security?
I'm trying, but I can't comprehend the paper.
Okay.
I barely can read.
If you come in and talk with the front of the court, your caseworker, they'll give you a list of employers that are screening for employees, and they can help you find a job that will tolerate your disability, alleged disability, Mr. Bustle. Well, you've ignored this obligation. You've done nothing. So how do you currently support yourself? Public assistance?
My fiance is helping me trying to get back on my feet.
Good.
That's the only support I got left.
Okay. Well, so do you receive any public assistance, or your fiance is supporting you?
I got state insurance.
Right. What about income? Do you receive any public? Do you receive unemployment?
If anybody gives me, no, it just if somebody gives me a cleaning job, somebody that will give me something that I can clean or something to do, then I can work. But every time I put an application in, nobody hires me. I don't know what the deal is, so I'm gonna go down through another temp service and see if I can do that again.
Well, the front of the
And
court,
I'm passing
once
for
again,
battling cancer.
Mr. Bustle, we went through this in December. Once again, the front of the court is a 4-page list of employers that are screening for employees. I can get a job today at Michigan Bar, washing dishes. Can you do that?
Oh, you know what? I remember that list. You're right. I remember that list because I do have that list somewhere, but I remember you handing it to me. Not you directly, but I remember getting it from you guys.
Well, the front of the court updates it every month. So when you get out of jail, you need to come over to the front of the court and get a copy of that list and get a job.
Yes,
there's some jobs
I do.
you should be able to do with your disability.
It's hard with my disability. It's really hard, and especially when I barely can read.
Well, there's jobs that you don't need to read, like say washing dishes. Jack's Lawn Service is looking for people. In any event, get that job list. All right. Your fiance or your girlfriend can post a bond on your behalf. Is that correct?
No, she can't post bond. She don't have that kind of money. We just recently moved. We just spent about, let me think, about $300, $400 just in, she just spent, not me. She did just in an apartment. And then we just got kicked out of there, and I had to get help from my dad to get a motel room because we had no money.
Okay. Can your dad post a bond on your behalf?
My dad's broke.
Okay.
I mean, how much would it be? I mean, I'm trying to come up with ways that would be able to help, but if I can get out today, that would help out big time because technically I was supposed to have my visit today with my son, Junior. And I'm in here.
Unless you can post a bond, Mr. Bustle, that's not going to happen. You need to, your actions speak louder than your words. You keep saying, I'm going to do this and do this. You've done nothing since your last court in December. You have 38 days hanging over your head. So the court's going to pose some additional jail, but you can post a bond if you're going to be out of jail. But when you get out of jail, Mr. Bustle, you need to stop in front of the court, get a list, talk with your caseworker. They can help you. If in fact you're disabled, then you let your caseworker know that. Apply for public assistance.
Your Honor, I do need some help. I don't need any more jail time. If I stay in jail, Your Honor, I'm going to lose my home. I'm going to lose my son. I can't.
And here come the waterworks. Now, I definitely feel bad for people in a situation where they could end up losing their kids or whatever the case may be. There has to be a certain level of responsibility for this. And all of this fake crocodile tears, that turns to anger real quick here in a minute.
You said you have no home. You're just renting a hotel, Mr. Bustle. And you're not going to lose your son.
That's the only home that's the only home I got. I can't lose that. I can't lose my son.
Okay. Well, you're not going to lose your son. Ms. Six, do you have any questions of Mr. Bustle?
No, Your Honor, I have
Nobody
no
can-
additional questions.
Nobody
Right,
can afford that bond.
Mr. Bustle, once again, all you got to do is keep in contact with the front of the court. We'd work with you, but you've ignored things. The only time we see you is when you're picked up on a bench warrant.
I'm not ignoring nobody. Why are you sitting here saying that I'm ignoring you guys? I'm not. I don't
Okay,
receive
Mr. Bustle.
nothing.
Mr. Bustle, why don't you just appear personally before the front of the court sometime since December?
I've been trying. But
Okay,
I'm
you
actually
haven't.
battling cancer and a tumor inside my testicles.
Okay.
I barely can
You're out driving around in a vehicle last night. You could have
It's
come
not
to
my
the
car.
courthouse.
It's not my car.
All right, Mr. Bustle, obviously you're
I
not
don't have a
not very
vehicle.
convincing to this court. Ms. Hicks,
I
what's your
don't have a
recommendation?
vehicle.
Your Honor, the front of the
The only
court would
vehicle I got is a
recommend
moped.
38 days jail, 7 days immediate credit for today. As according to the jail website, 3/16 is his arrest date, or $500 bond to be released without serving the remaining 6 days, and then a return date of May 16th at 8 a.m. on my Zoom.
I can't do no
Right.
more jail time.
Well,
I
here's the
cannot
deal.
afford it.
Mr. Bustle, if you can just reach out to your fiance and your dad, if they can put together $500, you'll be released today. You can be home for
They
dinner.
don't got that money, Your Honor. I don't know how many times I got to tell you. My brother was just in an accident. My dad don't have that kind of money. I just recently moved. I got no money. I'm broke.
I understand.
My fiance's not going to get money until the 27th. And that's when, not the 27th, the 21st. She just filed her taxes, and she said that she's going to help me with making a down payment for my child support.
All right. Mr. Bustle, you could have avoided put yourself in this position by ignoring this obligation, ignoring the front of the court, not appearing on February 7th. Even if you lost the paperwork, I understand that. You could have checked with the front of the court saying, hey, I just want to make sure that everyone knows what's going on. I'm having a problem. I've got some disability problems. I don't have the income, but I'm just checking in with the front of the court. That could avoid you being in the situation you're in. Is there anything you want to say before the court imposes a sentence?
I've been trying to call you, been trying to reach out to you guys. My phone
How
is
did you
not
do that?
working.
Okay, Mr. Bustle, how did you reach out to the front of the court? Tell me.
I tried to call repeatedly.
Okay.
My phone has been having technical difficulties. There's
come
two
into the
numbers on my
courthouse,
SIM
sir.
card.
You only live a couple miles away. You could be into the
can't
court. You come into
walk.
the courthouse.
Your Honor, I cannot walk. I am dealing with a split testicle.
Just remember this part here where he says he can't walk to the courthouse, which is just a couple of miles from his house. Definitely can't walk because he's got a popped, yeah.
All right. All right, Mr. Bustle, the court's going to follow Ms. Six's recommendation. This is the sentence the court's going to impose. I'm not going to impose the full 38 days, which I could. You got 38 days you haven't had. The court's sentence is that you order to serve 7 days immediate. You give him credit for the 1 day you have served. So that's 6 days in jail, but you can be released immediately upon posting a $500 cash bond. So if you can post that this afternoon or tomorrow, otherwise you serve 6 days, then you'll be released, Mr. Bustle, and you're ordered to appear before Ms. Six at the front of the court on May 1st. I'm sorry, you said May 16th?
Yes,
Ms.
Your
Hicks?
Honor, at 8 a.m.
May 16th, 2023 at 8 a.m. Now we're going to put this in order. We're going to email it over to the jail. You get a copy before you release. But when you get out of jail, come over to the front of the court. Get a copy of that 4-page job list. Talk with your caseworker. Let them know that the physical problems you're having. And as long as you appear on May 1st, you'll not go back to jail. You hold the key to the jail, Mr. Bustle.
Is there any way that we can work on something that we're not doing no jail time, please? I cannot afford jail time. I need to get back to my son. I can't lose him.
When you come back on May 1st, we can talk about that, Mr. Bustle. But again, this is reach out to your fiance. Maybe between your fiance and dad, they can come up with $500. You can apply toward your arrears. It's not going to find the cost. You can apply toward
Nobody
arrears.
has that, Your Honor, nobody has that money right now until the 21st when my girl gets her taxes.
Okay. Maybe
I don't
she's got a
have-
sister or other party they can reach out to. That's the sense
She
of the
has
court,
no
Mr. Bussell.
family. She's an only child.
The court hears you, Mr. Bussell, but that's the sense of the court.
I don't got a lot of support anymore.
Right,
That's
we're
why I'm trying to
done
rely on
arguing,
you
Mr.
guys to help
Bussell.
me.
Mr. Bussell, we're done arguing. You put yourself in this position. No one else but yourself.
So he's about to get really angry right now. And again, remember that part where he said he couldn't walk because...
Your Honor, I cannot walk. I am dealing with a split testicle.
Yeah, let's see if that was true.
You could avoid it by simply appearing when required. Keep contact with the front of the court. Right, with that will conclude this hearing.
I don't know, buddy. You're walking pretty good right there. I mean, to be fair, I would be pretty bad too if the judge didn't accept my crocodile tears. I wasn't getting out of jail and I had...
The split testicle. Come on, just open this door so I can fucking leave. Bussell, I can start court now.
All right, thank you. Thank you, officer.
Okay, I'm definitely going to need some epic nicknames for this guy down below. Don't break his balls too much. But yeah, I mean, let's be fair. This guy's pretty nuts. But I hope he does get out to get back to his job. Because he's going to get sacked. Why is nobody laughing? Is his microphone broken? Testes 1, 2, 3. Anyway, folks, I really hope you enjoyed that video. It was a lot of fun to make, except for the images that I had the whole way through it. But if you did enjoy it, make sure and kick that like button right in the nuts. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. Sláinte. Now, we've all seen some seriously messed up stuff in court before. We've seen people using the lavatory, eating, smoking, drinking in various stages of undress. But this is the first time I've ever seen anybody getting jiggy with it. That's a very kind of dad way of putting it, but you know what I'm talking about. Doing a bit of horizontal Irish dancing, you know, shaking sheets, planting the parsnips, a bit of mattress rodeo, bit of parallel parking, going heels to heaven, etc. If you can think of any better ones, let me know down below. Anyway, so this lady was due to appear in court and we watched her all day. She had the whole side chat captivated. She ate, she drank, she slept, she smoked, and then she got frisky with somebody. And who was that somebody? Well, that somebody was somebody who shouldn't have been there in the first place. Turns out that somebody is literally what is resulting in her being locked up right now. But I'll let the lawyers explain that part to you.
Court calls the case People versus Dolores Strickland.
Ready,
Kirby
Judge.
on behalf of the people.
Court shall cease to assistant public defender on behalf of Miss Dolores Strickland. Miss Strickland, please state your name for the record. She had been here.
He is here, but not in the camera.
And Your Honor, can we briefly approach?
Seriously. Yes. You knew it was going to happen. All right. I think I'm back. Are they back?
Yeah.
All right. On this matter, record should reflect you've had a brief bench conference. Miss Kirby.
Your Honor, during the break while the court was taking an hour recess in between cases, it appears that the defendant and the victim were on screen, obviously violating the no contact order.
They pretty much violated the no contact order in the most profound way I think I've ever seen. No contact means no contact. This is about as much contact as you can have with another human being.
We're doing non-appropriate courtroom things, and the people are giving the violation in the court and the violation from community corrections as well, that the defendant's bond be revoked and she report to the jail by this evening. If not, I would ask for an immediate bench warrant to go out. I know there's a bench warrant already with no bond out of community corrections.
Yes.
Judge, for the record, I have spoken to Miss Strickland about 3 times over the last couple of days. I did notify her about that community correction warrant. I did tell her that she should turn herself in on that warrant. She has not done that at this point. I do not know if she intends to do that. I will accept Miss Kirby's representation that that was the alleged victim on screen was her, Your Honor, and she already has a warrant to turn herself in, so I would ask her to do that on that case anyway, in addition to whatever the court does on this file, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Strickland, can you come to the screen?
No, Judge, she can't, unfortunately. She is otherwise engaged.
She was here and then she's been out walking around smoking as well as doing the things that I could be more descriptive of than Miss Kirby, but certainly it involved contact with the victim.
Oh, it involved contact, all right. Like OnlyFans levels of contact.
In this case, she's not on screen at this point. But what the court's going to do is the court is going to leave the other bench warrant out, no bond. I've marked the file that I did witness, presuming that to be the victim in the case. And I will trust that representation that's being made. I did witness them together, which would be a violation or an additional violation of her bond. So I will leave the bench warrant out. I'm not going to set a new date. I think we know where she is, so we can potentially send somebody to get her. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Kirby.
Court calls the case, People versus Jonah Witt. When I tried to call it.
Include me on any bench conference with Caitlin Kirby. I would just really appreciate that moving forward.
What?
I said, can I be included in all Caitlin Kirby bench conferences moving forward? I would really appreciate that.
Oh, no, that one was pretty ugly. It was not.
Nicole,
that was arguably the single both best and worst way to get caught. Literally breaching live on the air in the most hilariously embarrassing way that I can definitely imagine anyway. Not that I want to imagine what was going on off camera. I don't think anybody does, to be fair. Anyway, folks, I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure and hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. Have a look at this bonus clip that I got for you here. It's quite funny, and we'll catch you in the next one. Sláinte.
And that indicates to the court that Mr. Wilson should have a trial on my docket.
Yes, Judge. October, I forgot the date. I just had to say 9th. Thank you.
Oh, yes. Okay. October 9th. A jury trial is scheduled for Mr. Wilson. How are we proceeding?
Judge, at this time, we're proceeding to the jury trial scheduled for 10:30 on October 9th.
Ms. Ritter, are the people ready to proceed?
Judge, so I'm looking at my notes and I see that the court set this final pretrial conference. I'll defer to the court if they require the complaining witness to be present. However, I don't have any notes as to when the last time the complaining witness was here.
Well, let's do this. I'm going to continue the not guilty plea for Mr. Wilson. I'm going to set a final pretrial conference for October the 6th. That's the Friday before the trial. And the complaining witness either needs to appear or the people must confirm that they have been in touch with the witness and the witness is ready to proceed to the Monday, October the 9th trial, so that the court will know how to proceed with respect to the jurors who have been summoned. So the court will continue a not guilty plea. Final pretrial is continued to October 6th at 9:10. And if that appearance is of any burden to Mr. Wilson in terms of his job or anything, I don't know what his situation is, but Mr. Wilson's appearance. Hold on, don't do that. Don't do that. I mean, because you could get one. You could get one. Because let me say this to you. And this is probably why it's always good to exercise your right to remain silent. There are people working in the workforce. Felons, ex-felons, people on probation, parole, people with pending cases. They're working all throughout the workforce. So this case is not keeping you from getting a job. It may have kept you from getting some jobs, but it is not keeping you from getting a job. Because I know 3 people right off the top of my head that would hire you. Maybe not with a bad attitude, but they wouldn't care that you have a case pending. So as I was going to say, but since he don't have a job and said he can't find one, then his
I got one.
appearance
I got
is
one.
required, and he's going to stop. He's going to stop. He's going to stop. So his appearance is also required. He has to be here October 6th too, since he has nothing else to do. Anything further?
No, thank you,
No,
Judge.
Judge, I'm just confirming we all appear via Zoom.
By Zoom, yes.
Thank you,
Yes,
Judge.
by Zoom. All right, you're welcome, and we're all set. Have a great day and stay safe.
You too, Judge. Thank you. Thank you, Ms. Ritter.
I don't want to make too much of a big deal out of this, there, Mr. Harvey, but, we're in court, even though you're at home. You're in court. And so if my eyes aren't deceiving me, are you not wearing a shirt right now?
I just took my sweater off. I could put a shirt on.
So, when people, I don't know that I've been doing this for 14 years. I don't know that anybody's ever shown up without a shirt. So I'm just going to make a simple request that maybe put a shirt of some kind back on.
Yeah,
We'll just take up another case. We'll come back to you in a minute.
All right.
Mr. Schuyler, sorry.
Your Honor, defense.
Whew, all this court stuff is making me tired. And it seems like it's not just me. Of all the courts in all the land, this genius over here decides to come in dressed just like me. Have a look at the judge's face. She doesn't seem too happy about it, does she, lads? Let's see what she's got to say.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Adams. Do you have on a bathrobe? Because when we brought you in earlier, you were sleeping. Your head was down on the table, you were asleep, and now you have on a bathrobe. So I need you to go get dressed for court, and then I'm gonna bring you back out later.
Well, that's no fair, Judge. How come you're allowed to wear a robe? Anyway, so he goes off and he disrobes. Like literally disrobes. So you'd expect that now he'd be in a state of a bit more heightened awareness that perhaps the judge might be watching him and want him to act in a certain way. No. Unless that certain way is sleeping.
And he sleep again. I'm not gonna do, what? It's not. He need to go to bed.
Now, some people use caffeine to wake up, which is especially good out of an Irish Demon mug, link down below. Shameful plug, I know. Some people use caffeine to wake up. Some people just use the beautiful sound of the birds to wake up. I think what this lad needs is what my mammy used to use to make me wake up. To get the Feck Upper 5000. AKA the Celtic Battle Spoon. Let me tell you, lads, one of these across the arse first thing in the morning, and you'll be getting out of that bed, son.
Do you all know Mr. Adams' phone number? Because he waking up enough to see that he keep getting kicked out?
Text him again, Judge, yes.
I mean, what is going, okay. Mr. Adams, sit up straight. Sit up straight and stop being asleep when I bring you into this courtroom. Now that I have brought you in here, then I keep removing you because your head is laying down as if you're not coming to court. You are coming to court. You are at court. Listen, stop talking. Yeah, stop talking and do a lot of listening right now. You are at court. It is inappropriate for you to come to court like this. That's inappropriate. I'm going to send you to the breakout room so that you can speak to the lawyers when you come out of the breakout room or out of the waiting room. I do not want to see you laying down on that table. I do not. I need you to be sitting up in an upright position, ready to attend court, ready to attend court.
Mr. Jalen Adams, and prior to his entering his appearance, Your Honor, we would apologize to the court, and Mr. Adams will too. We always send out a reminder with some final instructions about court appearance. And Mr. Adams had a telephone number change in the interim. So he didn't get our message. He apologizes for his improper decorum earlier, and I believe he's made the necessary adjustment, Your Honor. Mr. Adams, please tell the judge your full name.
Before you do, Mr. Adams, let me just say this to you, dear listener. If you need an email or a text message reminder to not be asleep in court and to not wear a bathrobe to court, then you have bigger problems. And if my ma'am was your ma'am, you'd have even bigger problems.
The reason that he was laying his head down, Your Honor, when the court called the case is because he's indicated to me he hasn't had any sleep in the last 48 hours worrying about this case. Mr. Adams just turned 21 years old today. He's not trying to have any problems in his life. I believe he will abide by this court's no contact condition, and we would ask that the GPS tether be removed. I don't know of any violations, Your Honor. And again, well, that's our argument.
Come on, Your Honor. It's his birthday. Just having a little birthday snooze. And you know what? For all of you watching right now, can we get a happy birthday sleepyhead in the comment section? Or whatever other good nicknames you might come up with for him. Why'd you get him a gift? For example, y'all know what's coming. An Irish Demon mug to drink coffee out of so he doesn't fall asleep in court. If anybody wants to buy one for themselves for that same reason, again, it's linked down below. And I do appreciate your support with the merch and things like that because this channel has been nuked with demonetization over the past few weeks.
I don't know why they would be calling Mr. Adams, but if they have any questions, they need to contact you. Mr. Martell, you giving me Gary Jones vibes right now. God rest his soul. You walking around and stuff on that camera. All right. Anything further?
No.
Nothing on behalf of Mr. Adams. Thank
did you raise your hand just now?
Okay. Thank
What
you.
is it?
Yes, I had a question. Can I speak?
Yeah, and I'll tell you if it's not a appropriate question for me, I'm going to cut you off and send you to the breakout room with Ms. Stevenson.
Okay, it was just about my curfew time.
Okay.
Okay.
So what time is my curfew time? Because I know it was 8 to 8.
Right. So no. So now you can be out until 11 p.m. and then you can't go out again until 5 a.m. in the morning.
Okay.
So from 11 p.m. to 5 a.m., you have to be at home.
So between 11 a.m. and 5 p.m., I had to be at home?
No. Oh. Between 11 p.m., 11 at night.
At night.
So when 11 o'clock at night come, you have to be home. And then you can't leave your house again until 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, ma'am.
You will probably be asleep, though. You're going to be asleep.
Your Honor, I don't think it matters what time of the day or night that it is. This guy is most likely going to be asleep anyway.
Do you work, Mr. Adams?
Yes, ma'am.
What time do you have to be at work?
I have to be at work early in the morning because I work at the hospital because I start next week.
So what time do you have? What's early?
So I have to be there maybe like around like 9 or 10.
Okay, so that curfew, you can be at the hospital. So you can at 5 o'clock in the morning, you can leave the house after 5 o'clock in the morning, and you could be gone all day. And when 10:59 come, you need to be walking up your stairs because 11 o'clock that curfew hits. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Anything further?
Nothing on behalf of Mr. Adams. Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, Mr. Adams, you're all set until July 27th. And then if you don't have any curfew violations, if you don't have any tether violations, if you haven't had any contact with the witnesses, then I'll reconsider the motion. Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Have a great day. Stay safe.
All right, sleepyhead, you go on back to bed now. Now, while we're on the topic of sleepyheads, there's this other sleepyhead that I'm about to make a video about. I'll show you guys a little clip of it so you can see what's coming up. It's actually really funny because she gets really sassy with this judge, and that's the wrong judge to get sassy with. In fact, pretty much any judge is the wrong judge to get sassy with, but especially her.
All right, Ms. Stevenson, you spoke to Ms. Bradford in the breakout room, and now she's laying in the bed, attending court. That's
Absolutely,
so unacceptable and so ridiculous. I don't even know what to say. Please return to the breakout room, in the manner that she continued to speak to me, even when she saw that I was the judge laying in the bed. She was laying down in a bed. I said, ma'am, Miss Stevenson, this because anything you say probably is not going to work out good for you.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Ms. Bradford, ma'am, if
All right, folks, so that video is going to be coming up just after this one. And it's quite a doozy. Let's just say she's got enough cheek for another arse, and the judge does not like it. So that's enough for our narcoleptics for right now. We'll catch you in the next one, everybody. Thank you so much. Stop. Now, when you appear in Zoom court, you are in court whether you like it or not. The same rules that would apply in a courtroom apply to you. That is even if you're just visiting for a watch. Check this video out. Absolutely no nonsense judge. And I want you to let me know what you think down below. Do you think it was fair?
So next case is People versus Zachary Corcoran, 22S 28875.
How the fuck did that happen?
So Lane's iPhone. Who is Lane?
His aunt. Sorry, I didn't
Okay.
know I was on.
Yeah, and what's your name?
Elaine Cutler.
Elaine Cutler. So Miss Cutler, you know that you just swore.
Yes, I do. I'm very sorry. I did not know.
Okay.
I just got into the video.
And then you're calling on behalf of whom?
Zachary Corcoran, who you just called.
Zachary Corcoran. Well, where's Mr. Corcoran?
He is the next person that you're bringing in.
All right. And what is your purpose of calling in?
I'm his aunt.
So it's just to listen, observe. Is that what we're talking about then?
Yes, exactly. I'm
Well,
sorry.
Miss Cutler, you're welcome to listen and observe, but you need to do that in a manner that's appropriate for court. Calling in to Zoom is the same as court. I assume you wouldn't do what you just did if you were sitting in my courtroom. Is that right?
I wouldn't do it any other time. I'm sorry. I panicked because I thought I missed his hearing.
Okay.
I
Well,
absolutely
Ms.
thought I
Cutler,
was on mute.
Hang on 1 second. So I'm not going to let that slip because that was so interruptive and inappropriate. I'm going to find you in direct contempt, and I'm going to fine you $25, ma'am. When can you pay that?
Right now.
So you can call the clerk's office to make payment after Mr. Corcoran is done. So you can listen and observe all you'd like. Just don't interrupt the court again. All right, what are we gonna do with this file?
So we're still waiting on the
That's what happens, lady. Sometimes it costs you money to have a tongue that could clip a garden hedge. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this really short video. I thought it was the funniest thing I've ever seen. It was totally by accident I saw it. Have a good one, folks. Sláinte. Shaq is back. And so am I. Spuddy Court Cam here. And today we got Mr. Shaquille O'Neal back in court again. Now that's Shaquille O'Neal Tubbs, not the one that you obviously know. Now he's got a pretty lengthy record, and while he's here, he demonstrates why that might be. Let's just say old Shaq gets a little bit testy. Before we get into this video, consider grabbing yourself some of this awesome Irish Demon merch in the merch store down below. I also do custom versions, so if you would like anything custom written on your shirt, just drop me an email and I'll sort that out for you.
Court calls the cases of the People versus Shaquille O'Neal Tubbs.
Rob Dodd on behalf of the people.
Mike Getty, Assistant Public Defender on behalf of Mr. Tubbs, Your Honor.
Mr. Tubbs, can you state your name?
Shaquille Tubbs.
All right. Okay, what are we doing on these?
Your Honor, it's my understanding that Mr. Tubbs wishes to set these matters for a preliminary examination.
All right.
No, one of them.
Oh, hold on. What'd you say?
I was trying to, from my understanding, the prosecutor was saying something about, I don't know, but for one, I would like my tether violation, I would like to handle right now.
Compelling argument. Let's see how that works for you.
That's not going to happen. But well, we can handle it to a certain extent. But
we can do.
Mr. Tubbs, that offer was withdrawn on the tampering. So if you want to hold the exam on both.
Yes, Your Honor. It's my understanding that there was a misdemeanor resolution, and then there may have been this other case that came up, and the prosecution has reconsidered that offer.
Okay.
So I believe that if we're going to set an exam for one, we might as well do two.
Nah, I'm good. I ain't gonna do that.
Okay, what you gonna do?
We could have had, but no. But I'm gonna set up an exam for the felon in possession of firearm, and then we can do whatever with the tampering. How about that?
Oh, you want me just to do whatever with this? Mr. Gaddy, what am I doing with these, please?
Yeah, first of all, we could have had it lined up if Mr. Gaddy's would have came and seen me yesterday.
Yeah, I know, because he has nothing else to do.
To see yesterday wasn't even in order.
I know, it was all his fault. So what am I doing with these cases?
It's the theme of it today. I'm just going to blame Gaddy.
I didn't even jump in on this one.
I know.
You screwed me up, Mr. Gaddy. You just jumped in. I lost my place.
Your Honor, Your Honor, I would rather, Mr. Tubbs. Okay, I would think it's probably beneficial. We can always waive the exam at a later time, but once you waive it, you never get it back. So why don't we set both of these for exam? And if we want to waive one of them,
how about you adjourn the tether violation to whenever?
Your Honor, I'd ask the court. I'd ask the court to set the.
Listen, hey, Mr. Tubbs, hold up a minute. How many days you've been before me? Like 8 different times in the past week. Okay, so why don't you let your attorney handle it?
No, I'm good on that.
Okay, you're good.
This is my life. Listen,
yeah,
right?
I know.
We can adjourn that the tether violation until a little later, and then we can go for the examination on the new case as soon as possible.
Your Honor, I'd ask the court to set the FA matter for preliminary examination. Do you want that in person or via Zoom, Mr. Tubbs?
In person.
In person, and adjourn the probable cause conference in the tampering case to the next date as well.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, preliminary examination in this matter in case 1488. He wanted that in person. Would the people be ready to go on the 11th?
There is a lay witness on the FA that would have to get, Your Honor, he's in jail till next year. So there is no urgency. He got sentenced to June of 2023.
That's true, because I did that.
Yeah.
Set his preliminary examination for the 18th.
So now, listen, this is what I'm saying, right?
Okay, what are you saying?
Mr. Tubbs, I'd probably not talk anymore, but that's anything you say can be used against you.
Can I get a quick breakout room with my lawyer? Because I didn't get to talk.
That is not going to happen. So that's a no. Full stop. October 18th, 2022, 9 a.m. Which okay, this is before Judge Valvo. With my best wishes. Continued on that one. And on the other one, I gotta get this done quick because he's gonna keep going. Probable cause conference will be adjourned. Why don't we put it after that? And since you like to come every week, yeah, let's do the 20th, October 20th, 2022, 9 a.m.
Hey, Mike Daddy, when you get done, can I get you up here in person?
Okay, I'm done with this. Okay, thank you.
All right, fuck all that bullshit.
Okay.
I'm gonna be by to see you again. It was
okay. All right, that was a pleasure.
Well, that went about as well as I thought it would. Anyway, folks, that was just a quick one. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure and smash that like button, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And consider hitting the thanks button down below to support this channel. We'll catch you in the next one, folks. Sláinte. Now, I'm sure my next statement will come as absolutely no surprise to any of you. I'm a man that likes baked goods, and I really like donuts, but not enough to spend months and months and months in prison for them. Came across Judge Simpson's court live earlier today, and I spotted this, and I couldn't believe my ears, so let me hear what you have to say. Leave a comment down below, let me know what you think, and we'll catch you at the end.
Of the people versus Susanna Williams.
I'm supposed to be in the process.
Caitlin Kirby on behalf of the people.
Ron Brown appearing on behalf of Suzanne Williams. Good morning.
Good morning.
Your Honor, we're trying to resolve this case. There's an offer to plead to an added count to a retail fraud in the 3rd degree. And count 1 would be dismissed. I know you don't do COBs or sentencing agreements, but I believe her jail credit is 93 days on this offense. So she would be seeking a credit for time served sentence with release. I believe the donuts that she stole and ate would be the basis for the restitution if the court were to order.
So there is restitution.
Yes, Your Honor.
Donuts. Okay. I didn't mean to say it like that.
What's the restitution, sir?
Right? You got to pay for the donuts you ate.
Oh, okay.
If the judge orders that.
So, do we know the amount of restitution?
I'm just double checking, Your Honor.
They weren't Dunkin' Donuts.
I believe that I do.
They were packaged donuts.
Okay.
Dunkin' are fancy. You know, you can get the ones with the sprinkles.
You want to know what?
And the nuts.
You know.
And the powdered sugar.
No, you know what?
They weren't those.
No, Mr. Brown.
They were just,
when they told me you were going to be here, I almost stayed home.
For me,
Judge Simpson.
they weren't the powdered sugar ones.
Okay.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll see how much they cost.
I like donuts. I should have brought you some. They go good with your coffee.
$4.68.
Those are some pretty good donuts.
They weren't that good. Were they stale?
Yeah, I think so.
They were a little stale.
$4.68.
Yes.
See, I was shopping and forgot to shh. Okay.
They got everything down.
So she wishes to take advantage of the offer?
You want?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah, have her sworn, please.
Raise your right hand. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, I do.
State your name.
Susanna Williams.
All right, ma'am. It is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud 3rd degree. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, $500 fine plus court costs. The fine could be increased to 3 times the value of the property taken. If that's greater than $500, that would become the maximum fine. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty
Yes, sir.
to that charge? How do you plead?
I plead guilty, Judge Simpson.
All right. You understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
What is that?
If you don't like the sentence or you change your mind, then you got to get permission from a higher court.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Are you on probation or parole?
No, I'm not.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily and of your own free will?
Yes, I am.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
On December 21st, 2022, at the location of 7000 East Michigan Avenue, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, that being the Walmart, what do you do on that date that makes you think that you're guilty?
I ate some donuts in the store premises.
Okay, so you went into the store and you ate these donuts and didn't pay for them?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Store was open to the public at the time?
Yes.
These donuts that you ate, this was property that was offered for sale by Walmart?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you didn't have anybody's permission to eat those donuts, did you?
No, sir.
All right, counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Anything either of you'd like to say before the court imposes sentence?
I'm sorry about that, Your Honor. I'm making better choices now. I had a chance to do the bond farms in jail program, so it gave me a chance to look at what's important in my life, and I've been sober for 3.5 years now. I just want to thank you again for giving me the time to be in here and to start my life again. Thank you.
Mr. Brown, you see April 23rd. She does have 93. You've been in since the time of the arraignment, is that correct?
For 93 days, yes, Your Honor.
She was arrested on April 24th, 2023, and then she was remanded from our court for 365 days to February 2nd, 2024.
And I'm gonna take that up next after you do the sentence.
Yeah.
The sentence that she was remanded on, I want to address that with your permission and your grace this morning.
Yes,
I'm gonna ask him. Hold it. You got to write out.
Excuse me.
Sentence of the court, fines and costs of $250. And pay that 30 days after your release. I'll order 93 days on this case, 93 days Washtenaw County Jail, credit 93 served. I will also order restitution in the amount of $4.68 payable through the court to Walmart.
Your Honor, as a prosecutor, thank you for your grace this morning. As the prosecutor mentioned, she's under remand right now, doing a year in jail with an out date in February of 2024. I wasn't the lawyer present when you handed down that sentence, but I'm informed that it was a case from 2016 where she violated the terms of She violated once the terms of her probation and she was remanded. I don't have that case number before me right now, but when you sentenced her to the year in jail, you said upon completion of the Dawn Farm program in jail, you would consider releasing her on that 1-year sentence.
Mm-hmm.
And she's asking me now, very eloquently, she's reminded me about 4 times, if you would consider an early release, because I'm producing the certificate of completion from the Dawn Farm
Okay, the normal way that's gonna go about is that if that is sent to probation and we have proof of that to probation, then probation will make sure that it gets on my docket for consideration of the early release.
When's your next docket? Today? At
I've
1
sent it
o'clock, you
over.
got a docket, right? I'll walk down to probation and give it to him right now if you want. Because you got a docket this afternoon too. But I didn't want him to take her back and she's gonna blow up my phone, Judge. She's gonna blow up my phone.
I sent it through Patrick and I never got a response back because
Mr. Noctree.
who was here on July 5th when I had my adjournment, he said that he was supposed to get everything together and he never did. But Mr. Brown has been working hard to
I'm a great
upside
lawyer,
down.
right? Oh, it's upside
To,
down. Am I a good lawyer?
Yes, you are.
She was mad at me yesterday when I went to see her at the jail.
I was just upset because I thought I was going to be released on the 5th and I had completed this on June 20th. So, but
And she's gone through a series of lawyers, but I'm the best one, right?
you are. Yes, sir. Oh, he's going to make me go home.
So can we see her at 1 if I walk this down to probation?
Please.
She said, please.
I heard, hey, Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir.
9:39.
Huh?
My docket started at 9. I got out here about 9:15. And somehow you have, in 2 cases, managed to entirely try to disrupt everything. In 1 case. So here's what we're gonna do.
Yes, sir.
What I indicated is, and this is how it usually happens. Mr. Noctree would get something to Ms. Polera. You can take that down, and if they create a form, I don't even need to see her if I'm going to do the release.
Okay, so I'll be right back.
No. You can be, you're more than welcome back. But that's how that would happen.
So I've done everything I can. I'm gonna walk this down when we get
You're
done.
just going to take it to probation?
Right now.
Okay. So do I have to write anything or do a kite? Because I've already done that and they didn't send me anything back. They said that they sent it over to you. I'm sorry. I'm anxious because I've been here
Really?
93
I can't
days.
tell. Tell Ms. Polera if she would then contact Mr. Noctree.
Okay.
And see what can happen. That doesn't mean that it will happen today, young lady.
Okay.
All right.
I understand.
That is the way that the process works.
All right. Thank you so
Despite
much.
Mr. Brown's efforts, I'm not changing what I normally do.
Okay.
All
I
right.
understand. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day.
So I'm gonna go take this to her right now. So don't call me.
Have a beautiful day, Justin.
You do the same. We have sent the necessary advisories out, Mr. Brown, to Ms. Polera that you will be gracing her doorstep shortly.
Thank you.
Mr. Brown.
I'm gonna go walk this down there.
That's Mr. Brown.
The police report.
Don't worry, I'm managing that.
I'm gonna go walk this down, Judge. I promise.
The whole thing. Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, that was one feckin' expensive donut, that's for sure. I mean, there's a lot you can say about this whole situation. There's probably a lot of history there that led to her actually being locked up for that long. Because I don't think they're just going to lock anyone up for a donut. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Because let's face it, she'd probably steal that too. But if you are a habitual offender, then this is exactly what happens. But still, being locked up for a donut seems really silly. Anyway, lads and lassies, you let me know down below what you think. And we'll catch you in the next one. Sláinte. Now, we all have our good days and our bad days, and that goes for everybody. You, me, Judge Simpson, and this lawyer, Q. I mean, when you've got a name that comes straight out of James Bond movies, then you're already a pretty cool guy on my books. And honestly, I've never had any reason to not like this guy. In fact, on the contrary, I always thought he was a really, really nice guy. And I want to preface this video by saying that I kind of don't blame him for getting a bit frustrated and a bit upset. Now, fair enough, the things he says here about Judge Simpson I can kind of understand maybe where he's coming from, but definitely not the way to go. Judge was obviously getting a bit frustrated because they were talking over each other from time to time. And if you want to see what led up to this whole incident, then I highly recommend you check out my good friend, Colin Definitely Not Cromwell, link down below, and you'll see kind of some of the stuff that led up to this. And he's a great new channel that's sharing some fantastic material and somebody who's helped me out quite a bit with this channel over the past couple of years. Not to mention driving my ass across Ohio and Kentucky. Anyway, so Q was getting a little bit frustrated with how the judge was maybe speaking to him or was maybe a little bit short with him at times.
تموز قال له في من قبل المحامي انه العنوان تغير.
He has a different address. I don't know what you mean.
Yeah, he's not going to be. The address was the issue, correct? The last time we spoke with Bond.
Mr. Bobasi, you're going to have to let the interpreter go. Go ahead, Mr. Interpreter.
Thank you.
And as I say, that happens. It's coming towards the end of the week. People are getting tired. And Q decided to share his views with somebody else that was maybe in his house or whatever. What he didn't realize is that he was still not only live on Zoom, but he was also live on YouTube while complaining about the people who are watching court. So I'll play the video for you and then I'll give you my thoughts at the end. And while you're watching it, maybe think for a second about what you think about this whole thing and let me know down below.
Fuck these people and fuck this chat, honestly. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah. They need to start monitoring the chat. I said they need to shut down the chat on YouTube. Fucking bullshit. I said they need to shut down the chat. A bunch of people just talking shit about me on the chat. Calling me a terrorist and this and that. What the fuck? A bunch of random ass people. Yeah. Because of my name?
وين ما خلوككش تكمل تشوف؟
كملت.
ايش كاتبين بحياتك؟
I told you, I would never have a lawyer named Qasim, the terrorist, never forget 9/11, مش عارف شو. When the judge is a dick to me, the people are dicks on the record. And he was just a dick to me today for no fucking reason, honestly. Fucking garbage.
Yeah, that. Oh, god damn. I bet his butt was going like this when he realized that he was still live. So let's have a quick chat about it. So as for the side chat on YouTube, I can understand why people absolutely love it. And in fact, I do too. You get loads of great information there and it's a bit of a community and you have a good laugh. The problem is that you do get a few people in there that just go there to cause a little bit of drama. Maybe to upset us or to upset the court or whatever the case may be. And the reality is it's going to be those people who are going to get these chats shut down, the videos deleted as soon as they're finished being live, and eventually they're probably going to ruin Zoom Court being on YouTube in the first place. Now, do I think that people shouldn't be allowed to say certain things on the internet? Fundamentally, I don't believe that. Even if it's really nasty, I tend to let people just say what they want to say. You're better off having nasty stuff like that out in the cold, hard light of day. But then at the same time, you know, this is a man who's working, he's a public defender. Some of these people who are saying nasty things about him might need somebody like him one day. And he's not bad at his job at all, is he? I mean, I know a few people have certain things to say, but from my perspective, he does a really good job. He's very pleasant. He's always there for a bit of a laugh and a joke. And I got no problems with the guy whatsoever. Certainly when it comes to whatever his background or heritage is, that's ridiculous. I've been an immigrant. I know how it feels. You might say to yourself, but you're white, so it doesn't matter. It does, trust me. Try being an Irish guy in Australia and then get back to me. Most people absolutely love you just because you're Irish or because their great-great-grandfather was from Ireland. But you do get a lot of rude people or nasty people. The amount of times where I might have gotten into an argument with somebody and been told to go home or whatever, it's horrible. And for him to be called things like that and for these references to be made about his name or his heritage or his background or probably just who his great-grandparents were or whatever, it's totally inappropriate. Do I think that people should be allowed to say it? Sure. Do I have to like what they say? Hell no. At the end of the day, this guy is a defense attorney, so he's used to hearing and seeing horrible stuff every single day. God knows I saw enough of it when I worked in the courts. And you've all seen it here on the internet too. It's a dark, dingy, dodgy place, and we try to lighten it up by having a bit of a laugh from time to time. Now, he has every right to say what he wants to say. His views on the judge, while I maybe don't agree with them, because I like Judge Simpson quite a lot. I think he's a lovely, lovely guy. And he gives people a break and he's very fair. But he also takes no crap. And so while I think that Q should be allowed to absolutely share his views, at the same time, I think it's a really bad look for a lawyer, especially a public defender, to be live on the air saying things like that about a judge. It just doesn't look right at all. It doesn't look good. Do I think he should be reprimanded for it? I think probably cautioned about the fact that, you know, this is live, and just be sure that you're not live in keeping with, you know, maintaining the dignity of the court and yourself as an officer of that same said court. And if you have a problem with how you're being treated, the appropriate way is probably to go up through the ranks and complain. Probably not advisable, but that seems to be more appropriate. But as a professional in this field and as an officer of that court, I think the appropriate thing to do now would probably be to contact Judge Simpson's office and just explain. He's a very reasonable man. Just say it to him. Just say, look, Judge, I was having a bad day. Didn't realize I was live. I am sorry for what I said. And I know that it's not appropriate. And hopefully that'll be the end of it. I don't know what the laws or the rules. Usually it's more of a procedural thing when it comes to things like this. I don't think he could necessarily be held in contempt, maybe because he's not in court as such, because court had been closed for the day. But definitely it doesn't look good. So it might be issues with the Bar Association or whatever. I'm not really sure how it works in the States. But I don't think anybody should have that held against them for just having a bloody bad day. Anyway, lads and lasses, thank you so much for joining me. Definitely let me know what you think down below. Bear in mind, because of the language in this video, there's a good chance that it might be demonetized. So you can help fight back against that by sharing this video out. Because if a video is demonetized, then they don't really push it. So that's up to you guys. Hey folks, the Irish Demon here, back with another video. Now we've heard some great names on this channel, such as
Octavia Melissa, Alexia Albertine Lewis, Brianna Alexandria Washington Smith,
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious Smith. But this guy's got some names that I bet you've never heard before. So I'm going to play this short clip for you. Let me know what you think down below. And at the end, there's like an added clip of a second guy who comes in who gets a little bit eggy with the judge. But I'd say with a fairly good reason. Now I won't be doing a whole lot of talking during this video. I hope you enjoy it.
Hi, what's your name?
Bomb.
I'm sorry, what's the last name?
Bomb. B-O-M-B.
Bomb. B-O-M-B. We don't have anything for you.
Are you sure? Did you get my first name?
What's your first name?
Your Honor,
Yes.
Your Honor, I believe that this is Polkowski. I met with him this morning.
Are you Mr. Polkowski?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Why did you give me a different name?
I didn't. I'm whoever I am at the moment. You don't know me. You've never met me.
I know, but I can't find your file if I don't know which file I'm looking for. I don't have any.
Exactly. That means the paper is bullshit.
Okay.
Just
how you spell the last name, Mr. Hawthorne?
Polkowski is what my file is. I don't know what name he's using today, but that's the file that we're going to use today.
Well, let me spell my name I'm using today, please.
Well, I don't, unless you agree that I can use Mr. Polkowski's file to talk to you today, then we can't do anything because I don't have a file for Mr. Bomb, B-O-M-B. So I can't talk to anybody about that case because I don't have.
How about Cool Pirate 007?
Nope. I can see David Polkowski. That's the file that I have for you. If you'd like.
Well, if you can see me, are you looking at me right now?
Yeah, I can see your face.
Okay. What's my first name?
I believe that you are David Polkowski.
Wrong. I'm not David Polkowski.
Okay, then you need to step back out because I can't see whoever you are. I don't have a file for you.
All right, Scent Bomb, I love you.
All right, I will try again on the weekend. Thank you. Mr. Polkowski has refused to be arraigned by denying that he was David Polkowski. File number 22F55116. What was it? Cool Pirate 007? Is that?
Yeah.
We don't have a file for that, do we?
Everything was going so well today.
He's obviously severely mentally ill.
He had some kind of a psychotic break yesterday.
Yeah.
He did not want
Clearly.
the public defender's office to represent.
Okay.
Okay, Your Honor, I'm sorry. I have Jeff Bloom next.
Yes.
Is that your last one?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna take a tablet over there. 'Cause the two
Okay. So Mr. Polkowski. Yeah.
I know, I was listening.
He can be seen tomorrow. I believe that Magistrate Garwood is on this weekend.
Okay.
She can see him tomorrow
I put him on already.
if he can. All right.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm gonna log off here and then go on a tablet.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Jeff, she's ready to see you.
Mr. Bloom, this is Magistrate Fink. Would you like me to do your arraignment?
I already talked to the public defender. They do not represent, because there's a conflict of interest because they represent Tiffany Blaisdell.
Okay. Would you like to be arraigned today without an attorney?
No,
Okay. So you don't want to be arraigned today?
I don't even know what the charges are. I haven't spoken to an attorney. I wish to speak to an attorney before my arraignment. Thank you.
All right. I will make a note of that. Usually what happens in a situation like yours is that the public defender handles the arraignment and then Judge Simpson makes a referral to a private attorney because of the conflict. I don't have the authority to appoint a private attorney.
The public defender last time at my arraignment did exactly what I told him not to and waived my right to have my charges read in court. And I asked not for anything to be waived. And I was told the prosecutor was not going to bring up any further charges than resisting obstructing. So no, until I talk to an attorney, I will not go to court. I will not have any involvement in anything. Thank you.
All right, I will make a note of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
State of Michigan versus Jeffrey Bloom, 22FB1278. Mr. Bloom has refused to be arraigned today, so we will not be proceeding on that matter.
All right, Your Honor, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great weekend, everyone.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Yes.
you too.
Thanks. Have a good one.
You guys take care.
Thanks. Thanks, Rob, for all your help.
You're welcome. See you next time.
Well, folks, that's all we got for this one. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure and hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and all that good stuff. And we'll catch you in the next one. Sláinte.